it is a Friday, and it is day 4 of Road Trip 2020. And here we woke up in Fruita, Colorado, and now we are in Paonia, Colorado, and all's well in the world. Greg Hollenbach, Jay Parker, Brian Freeman, great guests here with us. Thank you, Jeff Schwartz. Here we are, Big B's.
Yeah, Big B's.
Good to see you. Dave Thibodeau, you made the trip. Ska Brewing Company. This is good. You guys, you are in for a treat. This is going to be an interesting conversation. We're winding down, Brian.
Yes.
It's the end of the night.
Winding down just the day. I mean, we're just winding up this party that we call the Modern Eater Summer Road Trip 2020. Man.
Man, I can't. I'm sorry. I just can't.
It changes every time Brian says it. It's the Lunar Road Trip 2020 outer space.
Summer. It's the Modern Eater Summer Solstice 2020 road trip.
Man,
I have given it so many names. This road trip, but that's just classic Brian.
This is heading out of. Here we are. This is us coming to you, Jeff.
All right.
And we're Can you guess kind of where we're at right here, just by the land?
Junction to Delta.
Yep.
Is
exactly. Yeah, that's
exactly
it.
where it is. Yeah, we're cruising. We're heading through there. Beautiful day, hot and dry.
Kind of looks like an unsafe speed, really.
Well, yeah, this is real time.
You just blew by that big travel trailer.
We're traveling this year. No, we don't have a trailer this year, Jeff.
Oh, good.
We're traveling, I guess, light and a diesel, right?
Yeah, big Ram truck over here,
Like
2500
farm truck.
So no camping in the rig.
No. Well, Greg wanted to, and that's the hardest thing for him is he wanted us all to sleep in the cab or in the back together in the bed. He wanted a blow up mattress. He wanted to make it a special road trip this year. But
this is day 4 dealing with this guy right here. I don't know where we say 3 of us out on the road, 2 coming back. Survival of the fittest at that point. Jay, favorite stop so far? This is always it, right? This is it.
Yeah, I'm doing the cross-posting thing, so give me a minute.
Oh, yeah. Okay, so guys that are joining us right now, you're in for a treat tonight. We're going to cover some good ground. We've got a couple of interviews from 2 great restaurants, and if these restaurants were in the Front Range, they would crush it. But you think Grand Junction, is there a food scene in there? Yes. 626 on Rude.
Was that the first time you've ever had radish tops?
All utilization of everything. I'm loving seeing that, Jeff. One of the things, and I say it year and year to you, you're like, don't give me that kind of credit, but just the conversations that you have had with us about from the orchard to the apple to the juice to the cider to the vinegar to back to the mulch, back to your ground and completing that site. That is incredibly important to you, isn't it?
I think efficiency is at the root of our philosophy, if you will. Our living way. We talked earlier about camping happening here tonight around us and all this, and I think this whole idea of bringing as many people into sleep, bringing an extra 100 people in, and to have time here is efficient use of the land and efficient use of the crops, and it feels good for us,
Absolutely. Dave, and here's a little known fact. Dave, master gardener.
Yeah.
Certified. Did you know that?
But did I know it?
No. I'm looking at you as I said. Did you know?
I worked my ass off for that.
Hey, did you really? Was it difficult to do?
No, it wasn't that difficult.
It wasn't that
to
difficult.
do. You just got to be passionate about it,
Yeah.
And like Jeff's saying, it's I think the cyclical factor there and the synergy and bringing everything back around. It's so easy once you understand the concept, and that's what's cool about what you guys do and about this road trip and about a place like this and the orchards and camping. It's like you can take it. I mean, there's really no end to how you can think about it and actually take it. Like the people staying here and sleeping here and drinking your cider and your juice, and it's like there's a reason that it's all connected, and it makes a lot of sense.
Absolutely. Heading out on these road trips, the people we met, Kaibab Savage yesterday in Palisade, Colorado, where a lot of his grapes, he's got a project going now, Savage
Spectrum
Winery, but most of his grapes from award-winning Colorado. Here's where we're at City Market today.
Delta.
Yeah.
In Delta.
Most of the award-winning wines that come out of Colorado are from his grapes, and so the farmers and what you're learning,
Hotchedules.
the amount that we learned about vines yesterday was spectacular, and
well, it's interesting, but it goes back to exactly what both of you are saying, Greg. And if you don't, or
no, go ahead,
Dave and Jeff were talking about is it's completing the full circle, and the way that he was growing his grapes. Very, very different. He was using a specific Austrian trellis that not a lot of farmers are using anymore because it's more intensive. But the way it is it produces a better for him the way he's growing his grapes. And you know,
not a region known for grapes, obviously.
And really looking at, because one of the things that I guess I came to the understanding of yesterday and with these guys is Colorado, the grapes that we were growing weren't because of this is what the great grape that grows here in Colorado that is for a great wine. It was just, it sounds like for more hobbyists that were buying vineyards at the time winemaking became something. And now what's really changing in Colorado is people care. And that's what we learned about yesterday is that now it's a younger generation. It's, you know, like the guy that we were with yesterday was, he's the new guard, you know, he's in his early 40s.
In a vineyard situation?
In a vineyard situation. And he'd been doing it his whole life and been trained by people that you know, like the Cox family, the Clark family. And that's where he came up through the ranks to learning about the land, you know, and all about tree fruit.
One of the things that Josh Nuremberg, a great chef at Bin 707 Taco Party, and another new project that he has right now, Bin Burger, he was talking about that they're trying to get this out there, Table to Farm. And that sums it up right there, of bringing it back from the table back to the farm again. And some of the regenerative things that the ideas and minds of utilizing the waste for compost and getting multiple restaurants on board for that for a special project. I'm loving that mindset is there more and more right now.
Have you guys heard about this, the 1% project?
Mm-mm.
So it's interesting, Josh. We're just getting some. You know, we probably have enough information to be completely wrong. But I
really want to study up on it.
What it was this concept of that restaurants give back 1%
of their revenue,
of their revenue, and then that 1% goes to providing compost for farms. And because one of the things that, as we know, a lot of conventional farmers don't necessarily work on soil health because they let the nutrients come from, you know, liquid. And so in this project, it's all about how do they help give back good compost and just get good, more real soil out into people's fields, which is an interesting concept because you think about it, and 1% from a lot of restaurants could add up very fast.
But why don't I think the farms are self-reliant on their own compost?
They should be, right?
And I think they can be, and I think they are. Yeah. And I think that 1%, that's a lot. You know, that's a lot, 1%. But if restaurants can do that, and they want to support their ingredient, you know, their farms they're getting stuff from, I think that's fabulous, and I think that's a partnership. And I think there's a lot of ways to invest in their farms to keep this local food movement strong and efficient. You know,
talk about this region, and as we're pulling in today, and how long have you been farming this area of Paonia for?
We moved here in 2000 and started farming right away.
Yeah. What was here?
Well, this is traditionally obviously a fruit valley, and so
you took
farms
over fruits.
We started with some asparagus and some vegetable gardening and CSA farming, and but always growing something and selling it and generating revenue to keep going. And we were very fortunate. We met Bernie Heidemann, Big B, and we ended up. I ended up working for Bernie for a couple seasons, and then ended up buying it from him. Mm-hmm. So that's kind of how we got started in the orcharding and fruit business.
That's cool, because this whole time I've been like, why is it called Big B's?
Mm-hmm. Bernie.
And there we go.
Bernie
Heidemann. And I guess I never knew that. And you know, I met you 20 years ago.
Yeah.
And it's kind of the whole time I've been like, well, Jeff's doesn't have a B in it.
Yeah, that's right.
Jeff B.
Yeah, Jeff B. What's up, Jeff B?
When I took over, I was going to do a quick
Okay,
label.
we can pull
It was Fatty J's. That was what mine was going to be. Fatty J's. It was going to be like on tour and stuff. We would do a private label for ourselves.
Let me
Little
rewind.
would you know, that would have been worth so much today. Too.
We'll still do it.
Right?
It's still on the list.
I'm going to rewind this just a little teeny bit because this is when we.
So you're pulling up through the North Fork, yep, into our driveway.
Oh yeah, look at that.
Boom.
Service entrance.
This place is cool.
So yeah, it's an interesting climate here too. It changes. I mean, when you're in Palisade and Grand Junction, you kind of drop in. You're literally dropping in, aren't you? Does the altitude change? What is the altitude here?
So am I on? Am I
Yep.
hot? This valley sits about 5,500 feet from Paonia down through Hotchkiss and Rogers Mesa. It's coming off this west flank of the West Elks of the Rockies, and it's got a great breeze going to the west all night, moving cold air out of these orchards, and you still see orchards in this valley today. That's 120 years later. Those are pockets that have good little microclimates to not freeze in the spring. That's it. That's all. That's the only card you need to win here. Water's good. Soil's fabulous. All this old volcanic. Don't take any of this scientific because this is just what I'm thinking and making
Well,
up.
what you've learned from working the land.
I've heard a little bit, but the soil's good. The water's good, and if you're in these places that don't freeze, you can grow fruit. But we're right on the edge of that.
It really reminds
It's almost.
me. Go ahead.
Oh, I was gonna say it's almost perfect because it's like Jeff's saying. It's you got to get to where once the blossoms are starting to occur, you can't get a freeze at that point, and that's I think Paonia and Hotchkiss. I don't live up here. I do have a business in Palisade, but it's like
Palisade gets fruit every year, and 1 in 40 they don't have fruit.
yeah.
Palisade. God bless you. Paonia, where we're at right here, we're like they're 1 in 40. We're 1 in 6.
Yeah.
1 in 3.
I would say though a different soil from eating, long time eating the fruit and trying to be non-biased. It's a different
soil, different
terroir in the fruit, especially like the peach. Because Palisade will tell you best peach ever comes from there.
Mm-hmm.
This area, Black Canyon, someone like Wayne Talmadge. Gosh, remember his peaches?
Good peaches.
He had some incredible, but he didn't get big sized fruit.
Yeah, right.
Which is what the commercial market wants. He got smaller fruit, but had just intense flavors.
This area reminds me of the kind of the Salida, Buena Vista area.
But it's softer. It's a little bit better temperate climate. We're really dealing with this big desert right below us in Delta, and we're just exchanging that air, So the soil is good yet again, and the water's plentiful, and that it's warm. What are we at?
Yeah.
We're at summer solstice and t-shirts.
For
It's
sure.
60 degrees still.
Last year it was chilly. Do you remember it was raining a bit last year? We were outside.
I have a hard time remembering like 12 months ago these days.
Really? Okay. I remember we were out back there. We were cooking out, and that was a great night. Your son was here, actually.
Oh, like Dagan here?
Yeah, and he had his buddies here. It was cool to see the kids just hanging out. And the year before that was hotter and drier. But it's always
Is that the motorcycle
very
year?
comfortable. Yeah.
When I ripped through with the motorcycle 2 years ago?
Yeah.
I would say if we could, I'm not going to take it, but I think the kids that you mentioned, Dagan, everyone's kids, I think if the kids have helped us be so motivated to go as deep as we can with these projects and make it as real as we can possibly because we're with them.
That's
we're
awesome.
showing them,
Well,
right.
you're their stewards. I mean, quite honest.
Yeah.
We're their
I mean,
folks,
like the shepherd of bringing your kids to the right.
Yeah.
The holy grail of what
Yeah.
is organic farming
And I mean, how
What is
important, like right now, it's as massive and important as it's ever been.
Yeah.
And that's
what's really awkward and terrible because the food chain was really destroyed during the outbreak, and and organic, in my estimation, started to go off of the radar because price is driving a lot. And have you seen some of that?
Jeff and I both know. We talk this every year. When he's in a market, you can buy a peach on a wholesale market all the way from $40 to $20, and that's hard when you look into a farmer and you're beating a farmer up because oh, by the way, I need this price point on the shelf, or I need this as an ingredient. So I have a hard time with it just because I look at where we spend our money, and I'll tell you, I'm the first to say my pleasures. I will pay good money for my alcohol. I will pay good money for my food. I've never held back personally. So it's hard for me because I don't find the argument, but I know it to be real when you're looking at a business that is, I was in a business where it's 3% to the bottom line.
Well, are you talking about the COVID days and the movement away from?
It's just the ingredients. The ingredients for restaurants anyway have become really simple, and the ordering stopped for a long time, and then rebooting a business to where you've struggled so much to even keep your doors open, buying organic and having multiple vendors come in and supply you great food. It's easier for one truck to come in and push the conventional on you, and using a couple of, you're cross-utilizing just a few ingredients to really, it's sad. It's terribly sad.
Oh, Jeff, we saw that.
Because the quality of the ingredients is just dropping right now. And I think some of the organic farmers are probably getting pinched out of the market, selling it at conventional prices.
I think that we're experiencing something completely different from the ground. Yeah, we're seeing a massive demand for the most valuable, the most local, the most safe, secure food system.
Through what channel?
Oh, there's a ton of commerce happening here, and food
through your own channel. Through you're creating your own channels of distribution.
All I can speak of is our community. That I'm a part of our food community. So farm runners there, and here at Delicious Big B's, and all these farm markets up on Lamborn Mesa that has popped up on Tuesday, a beautiful one. Yeah, farmers can't keep their stuff in. Everyone wants it. So,
and I think that was the restaurant perspective of just buying. But
restaurants are different because they were closed down for 3 months.
Completely, and I think that right now what's really cool is that the forced pivoting for businesses like that, the resurgence of the CSAs, the community buying, those types of things. People are taking control of their own food right now.
Well, it's so much more reliable.
Yeah,
and it's the same deal in Durango. Whether it's our brewery and our restaurant, or even my household. Like granted, I had a little more time, but my garden in my yard, which I used to do a lot better
this year.
Kidding me? It's amazing.
Okay.
And I used to have that, and I've always missed it, and now I've got it back, even though I'm right in the middle of town.
Oh.
But from the restaurant side, like our local, and it's not just us, it's every restaurant in Durango, is they understand how important, maybe for the first time for some of those restaurants,
that's fantastic,
that local supply chain really is.
Yeah.
And I think, that's one of the blessings in disguise about this whole pandemic and disasters.
Here's a question
crucial
for both of you, Jeff and Dave. Do you think that is different in smaller communities like where you both live because you have access to this? Whereas in Denver, I would say I think people are rushing out to get CSA, but Denver, they don't have the access like you do. So because it's interesting, because Greg's perspective, I was seeing it as a distributor. I was seeing a lot of the restaurants that I knew had been longtime supporters of organic say, listen, right now, I've got to make as much margin as I can on my food.
Sad
to try and my as a small business owner myself, my heart goes out. Of course. What's your perspective? Do you think because you have the access here, it is more available? Your people are doing it better than the city?
I mean, it's a great question, and obviously, I don't want to give anything away because I love where I live, and I think Jeff probably
that's right
too.
Yeah,
and I know it's obviously a lot harder per capita in a place like Denver, and it's a crazy thing because I think people are going to realize how special it is to live in a community like Paonia or even Durango. Durango's a city compared to Paonia.
Well, and to your point, the food insecurity communities, right? Yes. Do you have Dave? You better always have a beer on you, man. I never want to hear you say no. I don't have a beer.
Hopefully, it's not too warm.
I actually bought one of these the other day on draft at where was I? I was at the barbecue joint.
Nice.
And they had it on draft.
That's fantastic.
I was like, yeah, I
love
want a
it.
tropical hazy from Ska.
This is great. Jeff Schwartz, Dave Thibodeau. So last year, I wanted to capture the orchard with a drone. I don't know if you remember this story, right? So I did the maiden voyage.
Wait, therapy time. Are we starting the clock?
And I brought it over, and it met that tree on the highway.
I remember that.
And I sat out there like a little kid, man, trying to. I just looked at it up in the tree, and it stared back down to me.
I remember that.
Right? So
like Charlie Brown's kite.
You would think I would learn my lesson, right?
Yeah.
But this year, I'm like, damn it, I'm
You got one. I saw it.
okay. So up top here,
he has beat that drone.
Wait, that's
down.
the little engine that could.
Nice.
I've crashed that thing multiple times.
And it's still recording.
So here's today's famous footage from Big Beats. Now I'd like
Look at the new fence. Look at the new.
I saw that.
fortress.
Congratulations!
I want you to do the play-by-play.
Wow, that's some
if you
work,
could, right?
dude.
It is that was Corona days there.
Holy moly!
That was the beginning of Corona days with that fence. We just once we decided that we knew that we wanted to do a campground and we really wanted to open this place up for lodging. I said we need to put a fence up and just really protect ourselves, and not protect ourselves, but just delineate.
It's your house.
Those are our peaches. We have a nice peach crop.
Wow, that's awesome.
And
I liked your little veg garden.
Is that the you pick it right there? Where is the?
Well, everything you picks. So the way this farm is really thought about is just anything that's harvestable is you pickable, and people enjoy that. And
can you go back there just a second, Greg? I want to check this first line, the first row of your orchard there. Yeah, I saw some different colors.
The two red delicious apples. Those were the first. And people are camping, and then that block that we're looking at with water.
Okay,
on it,
so see those right over there?
Yeah, those are red delicious apples.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm.
And
next to peaches.
Okay.
Now, first of all, this is great camera work that's going on, right?
Real solid.
It's fantastic, right?
Questionable at best.
Well, I'm making sure that I get everything.
Can we get a comment from Jay Parker over there?
Yeah,
Jay.
Jay's going to make his appearance on the show.
You like this, Jay?
And I'll tell you that this
is enjoyable.
Technically,
this is actually usable, good drone footage. I mean, I wouldn't say good. I mean, but
I
it's
appreciate that.
Pretty good.
That's a compliment.
The other stuff it was terrible. I mean, that's just my opinion. But
I think the footage and the orchard both look a little rough. A little rough around the edges.
No,
man.
Because you see down there on the lower.
Yeah, you want to. Dave's selling something.
Yeah, well, in the lower left-hand corner of the screen.
It's going there, Dave.
I don't know when we'll get back there.
We'll get there.
It's right before Greg crashes it. But I'm camped right there. My little pop-up camper.
I'm
in Peach Lane, number 3.
Gotcha.
Yeah, and we're right on the edge of the peach orchard.
I'm coming over. Don't you think? Don't you?
Oh, yeah, there I am.
Yeah.
So you can see us in the far back on the left there.
Okay, you're
a little pop-up and a little
Peach
silver
beautiful.
Tacoma. And the peaches are looking fantastic on those trees now.
They
Holy moly.
Yeah,
So you let people just pull up and camp right there.
Yeah, that's my pop-up right there.
So that's what we're doing. There's a pond. The pond is out there. So we have pond camping. We have Peach Lane camping. We have lower orchard camping in our
You see
southern
my
apple.
dog running around. It's awesome.
I told you, Dave, I'd give you the shot.
Look at that.
It's what I love about an orchard, Jeff. You know, that you have this kind of freedom so much because you can do this.
There's a lot of freedom to it. And
Dave, how much you selling it for? He is.
I'm almost giving it away, dude.
How much?
Maybe $2,000 at most.
$2,000?
Yeah.
You'll get a taker. You'll get a taker on that.
Oh, yeah, I think so right now.
COVID? I should buy it and rent it right there.
I know. I might be in. Exactly. Hey, Dave.
Yeah, just leave it there.
Pretty good condition.
I'll give you $1,700 just to leave it.
How many does it sleep? How many does it sleep?
It could sleep 5. But we sleep 3 in a dog. but we don't use one of the
Buy it
beds at
from
all.
me on your way back down to Durango.
Yeah, please do.
And the car's for sale, too, huh?
Well, I think I'm trading that in.
Oh, you're trading that one in.
It almost seems like a package deal.
Yeah, I mean, you know.
Well, then I had to go chase a girl.
Blue Book.
I chased a girl around the...
Yeah, you're terrifying a couple of folks on the farm.
No, so right there is where we're staying. You've added cabins, or have they been here the whole time?
No, my mom and dad built that cabin duplex for themselves, and they love it, and we love it for them. And then when they're not here, we rent out each side as like a nice little orchard, high-end hotel,
It's so
motel
awesome.
room.
Taking $300,000 donations, and you can have yours too.
The entire cabin.
I think I did it.
You can own the cabin for $300.
But it's got to stay here, and it's got to be an open Airbnb. That's the deal.
So that's pretty much it in a nutshell.
I mean, looking at it through the eyes of a drone.
So we're not.
pretty fantastic.
What I would say is what we really are doing is we're allowing the orchard to be, and we can focus more. There's a lot of problem spots in the orchard, and we're working on it continuously: soil building, ground cover building, tree health. But what these big roads that are going through, we've opened up the arteries of it to get a lot of people in and out, so they can just not appreciate, but just enjoy and be free and see, pick peaches and be right there in the orchard. And I think people are really responding well to that experience. And so, yeah, we're real grateful that we're able to do this.
I think you're doing the right thing at the right time.
Yeah.
So what's up with the
good.
pond? And
Pond is a great spot. We dug that pond. It's a real permaculture style, multi-functional pond. It could for irrigating for recreation, a lot of swimming and canoeing in it, and then wildlife. The geese love it in the winter. And into the spring. And we created we've created 8 campsites around it. And they're just lovely little river-style campsites. And, who's that?
look at this weirdo.
Who's flying the drone? That's you.
That's me, man. All right, here's what
Clearly, somebody
Here's
with
where
the
the
DTs.
Hey, man. You calm down. Okay, so here's where I crashed it later.
Let's see the crash.
Yeah, this was terrible. This is not good. This one was when I was showing off in front of Dave. Like,
Did you want me showing any of this on the show?
yeah,
Sure,
sure
I'm just
did.
kidding. I'm just kidding.
Yeah,
That's actually. I'm just trying to test my microphone and see why I can't. Why
the
mine-
property is.
this
It's
thing.
not easy to take care of. How many people work this property?
We've got one young guy, Jesus, and he's weed whacking in the mornings from like 6 to 11, 4 days a week. Jose Luis is the main farm operator on a tractor and irrigating, mowing and irrigating, and then I can oversee a lot of that, and a lot of wonderful garden interns, like working for credit, working for store credit, working for trade, helping with the chickens, helping with the garden, helping with the reforestation, the forestation project. We're starting to expand and make a food forest in this 15 acres to our west. So planting that stuff, watering that stuff. So we've got a nice crew of people, but we're doing a lot of. Those are our fire rings that we burn in the spring. Those are propane. Those
This is the
triangles.
beginning of the end, right
This
here.
is it. Oh, done. Oh!
This is that's the end of that drone footage. So that was Dave saw kind of the general area of where the drone crashed, the last sighting.
I see my camper right there in the corner. It went
I
down
should have
right
taken
there.
the footage and reviewed the footage
Louise.
because I was out as far as I can go. What's on the? You have a big fence line over there. What's over there? It looks dangerous over there.
On the other side of the fence?
Yeah.
No, it's just the river. But I guess there are mountain lions and bears.
Are there really?
Yeah, I think it's a river corridor.
Yeah.
I think.
And it's a nice river bottom.
It is sort of the wilderness.
It is. It's a wilderness.
Of course there's mountain lions and bears.
Well, I mean,
Oh, my.
yeah.
Are those city cats?
What's this code that we're getting? Is that a C?
Yeah.
Quiet down?
Well, yeah, quite did. End it. We're gonna. That's official because we actually have sponsors. Is that weird or not? That's a commercial.
I did
take
pick
a
up
quick
on
commercial.
something.
We're going to come back. We're going to finish talking with these fellas. This is great. Summer Solstice 2020. We've been looking forward to this. It's 6/20 tomorrow on 2020. So 6/20/2020 tomorrow. Not that if numerical things.
And what are we
do
on?
something for you.
What are we doing?
What are we doing?
Yeah, what are we on?
Beer.
We're on day 4
of the.
But tomorrow.
Summer
solstice.
Summer
trying
solstice
to come up
road
with
trip.
another 6 in there. Yeah, the summer solstice. What
road trip 2020?
Yeah. Brought to you by Scott Brewing Company.
Yeah, no, we didn't really bring anything to you. I'm just
brought me one.
I'm just tagging along.
I'm drinking a ska as well. I'll tell you, I love your skagwa.
We'll talk about our next stops and summer dinner series. We'll talk about that too, and then we're going to play you a couple of great interviews from 626 en route and bin 707. Here's a commercial break. Please support our sponsors.
Hey guys, Chris Johnson here, owner of Rome Sausage, your hyper-local source for all things sausage awesomeness. My family is proud to carry on the fine traditions of Rome's founder, Jerry Rome, by producing a variety of amazing sausage in small batches with an eye on quality, not quantity. Every batch is made here in the great state of Colorado by hand mixing spices, utilizing lean cuts of pork to make an outstanding product. Sourcing ingredients and materials locally, we are committed to supporting local vendors, chefs, restaurants, and the entire Colorado food scene. Getting hungry yet? Brats, Italian, breakfast, hot Polish, green chili, chicken apple, and the world's best chorizo. You can source all of our sausage through a variety of food service distributors. If your distributor doesn't carry it, call us. We'll come direct. You want a custom item? We'll do that too. Samples, and of course, sausage jokes, can be had by contacting me directly at chris@romesausage.com or by phone at 303-296-7663. The modern eater loves Rome sausage, and I know you will too.
Hey, Zach Ryder here, Colorado Mills Sunflower Products out of Lamar, Colorado. Your only local source, grown from a local crop to produce a local oil for local chefs. You can find it at Shamrock Foods, What Chefs Want, Seattle Fish Company. Let me try it one more time, then we'll see. Hey, restaurants, we're glad you're reopening. From Colorado Mills Sunflower Oil, we'll see you soon.
First, we partner with the best farmers in the world, and then we tell them, we will take it all. Process whole spices daily, blend custom spices to order, keep it fresh, safe, and flavorful, all so that you can get back to doing what you do best. So whether you're a restaurant, a food manufacturer, or an at-home cook, be sure to visit The Spice Guy at www.thespiceguyco.com.
Hey guys, with Modern Eater, this is Rich O'Brien with Elevation Food Service Reps. I'm here with one of our sales, newly appointed hospitality specialist, Kalina Hilliard, and we're here in our showroom, and we've got our bar set up, we've got a lot of time. Come see us, come see what we've got, and Kalina can help you guys out in the world of hospitality with anything. Take a little journey into the 38th Avenue kitchen just to see what's going on in here, and as I come in here, I'm noticing, Howard, what are you doing? Nothing. Show me, what are you doing? Nothing. Nothing? Look at this beautiful equipment in here. Look at this beautiful... Chefs, restaurateurs, anybody that has anything to do with food service, come on over. We'd love to help you with menu development, love to show you everything about equipment, and maybe we'll even have a few pops.
Hi, everybody. It's Chef Carrie Baird at Rose's here in Boulder. I'm the first chef this year, the Summer Dinner Series. It's July 7th. We always sell out, so get your tickets early. You can get them at summerdinnerseries.com. This year I'm pairing with Field to Fork, some old friends of mine that I can't wait to have some beautiful produce and cook together. So please be there. Buy your tickets, do them early. Like I said, we always sell out, and I'll see you real soon. Thanks. How's that?
Oh, we're having a good time in Paonia, Colorado, as it's the eve of the summer solstice, the longest day of the year. My favorite day of the year. Bring everybody on there.
Tomorrow is.
Yes.
Yeah, tomorrow, summer solstice. Last year we camped and we said, hey, we're bringing a couple more people this year. We're going to try and get Dave Thibodeau. We followed through.
Delivered.
Here's our promise.
You did
we
it.
Brought a gift.
Nice. Cheers.
Cheers. Cheers. Cheers. to all
Summer
of us.
solstice 2020.
Totally.
It's a big moment,
It is
actually.
a big deal.
Jay.
We need light right now, you know. There's a lot of we need this long day. We need to see that there's light,
Yeah.
There's always going to be the cycle. We're going to get to darkness again, but there's big light, in the moments. So, I give a lot of prayers because there's a lot of people who need to feel the light right now. So, to the solstice.
I'm with you,
brother.
Jeff.
Yeah.
Cheers.
Man, I know. I'll just let Jeff rock
He preaches,
and roll.
doesn't he?
No, that's not a preach. That was just like a
Well, it's your
crazy
sermon,
times,
brother.
good
It's
times.
you are
It's an
one of these
ode.
people who are so passionate. What you care about is so important to so many people, and they don't even know. They don't know.
They don't
I mean,
even realize.
well, it's that whole thing about in life. I think there's so much. Actually, most of what life is what we don't know that we don't know. I mean, if you think about the truth to that.
You're confusing me, Brian.
That's right. Hey, what you don't know about life will live your life not knowing you didn't know about it. You know where I'm coming from.
Oh, man, there's a great opportunity to show that
to
beer.
talk about the Colorado weed industry.
It's
an interesting conversation.
It is. Have it. To go at it. What's interesting?
I don't know. It's a fun one. No,
You lead. What's the beer?
The beer? Jeff's got one?
Brand new release.
This isn't even, I don't even think it's for sale yet, really. Maybe.
Get out
a little
of here.
bit. No, we just canned it a
in
couple
the
days
cans.
ago.
Yeah, in the cans.
Yeah, Tropical Hazy.
Hold it up
new
to this
Hazy
camera right
IPA.
here. Dave, hold
It's
it up
got
to this camera. Yeah, there
How
it
is
is.
it? You like it, Jeff?
Oh, it's beautiful.
Yeah, it's
Love
actually got some pineapple and papaya in it, in addition to super tropical hops, and it's brewed in the style of a hazy IPA.
You
Which
got
is,
one more in your back pocket?
No, that was the last
That
one.
was it?
I just kind of opened it up. I'm sorry about that, Greg.
That's all right, man. I'm thirsty.
But
Here's the old standby.
There you go.
Mexican lager.
Cheers to that.
But I'm doing them both.
Nice.
Yeah, and a Big B cider. See, that's
Absolutely.
the right combination.
That's a
right
great
there.
combo right there.
The special edition ciders. You've got so many great ones. Last year you had some kind of special edition cider in your cooler.
Yeah, I mean, look, I think, we were doing some stuff. But I would say the Tropical Hazy, real quick, with the Orchard Original, just like a 10% Tropical Hazy.
Yeah.
This thing has such a nice, it's so deep, it's so rich, there's so much deep flavor to it. To lighten up those dry, crisp ciders is so fun with pale ales
That's
and
fantastic.
IPAs, yeah. So we've been liking that a lot.
Really
Collaboration.
mix it a little mix.
Yeah, my
How do you
favorite
do a collab?
would be this Tropical Hazy and an Orchard. I typically do Sierra Nevadas just because I love that pale ale and that Orchard. But
Yeah.
this is I had this draft the other night in Marble at good friends, Slow Groovin'. Thanks, you guys. If you're listening, you guys are doing a good job all across the board. Ska and Big B's and Slow Groovin'.
Nice.
We do a lot of seasonal stuff. I mean,
I love
on the ciders.
Inside, I love the restaurant there. Delicious sandwiches. Oh,
Good.
my goodness.
These young guys are doing good. The cooks,
Dude,
Rowan
they're
and
killing
Quinn,
it.
They're young kids from Paonia, and they're great cooks. They're conscientious. They're passionate. Quinn and Rowan and Joe, all of them, Joe and Maya, and we just gave it to them. We said, we trust you guys, and they're doing a good job.
Jeff, can I ask him about the evolve? Your place has evolved because this was not a
You mean the
general
the
store.
fence?
Well, no, the general store and what is his, the deli was not a deli. There, you didn't serve food here.
Well, when we took over, it was a U-Pick station. Bob
Yeah.
Cokes, he was a dear friend. He rest in peace, and Maxine. And they just sat in the front, and you'd come in and you'd buy either a bag of cherries or a thing and go pick your cherries. And Dagan and I actually picked some cherries, my son, when he was a baby. So we took it just from a very, very straightforward U-Pick produce stand and just over, 14, 13 years have developed into just taking advantage of what we can, from U-Pick to selling produce to selling our own juices and then making ciders and just expanding on it and just enjoying it and just empowering other people to help us because it's too big to do. So we've had such good people with us, over 20 years. I mean,
Yeah, you guys, that's what I was just going
Crazy.
to go with.
It's a
that.
lifetime,
So Jeff Schwartz, Dave Thibodeau, a couple of great entrepreneurs, but really have built great, solid brands with great recognition for those brands. 20 years, you said, Jeff, you just starting to figure it out now, your capabilities?
I will say, and my brother Seth, who's my 100% partner, and he's helping build this thing from all the infrastructure. And Lil McClure is running this thing and seeing the vision and helping us execute. This is a big vision to execute on, camping and being responsible for people and eating and food and all this. So I just give a lot of thanks out to everyone who's contributed and continues to contribute.
It's a massive endeavor. Like, I'm impressed here, dude.
Awesome.
This is
well, you
pretty
run a pretty
fantastic.
impressive operation
Yeah,
too.
but
dude.
Yeah, right.
We've got a lot of stuff going on, but I mean, like when I pulled in here, I first thing I thought was like, wow, this is a really cool thing to like just whip off the road, and suddenly you got this like super cute, kind of quaint, like little market. And there's people out here, and then you see the rope swings, and the next thing you know, I'm like in my camping spot, and there's water, and there's orchards, and the peach trees have peaches on them, and it's like, and you think about it, and it's kind of like, I mean, the camping aspect, like you were just mentioning, like that's another dimension, dude.
Totally.
Like that's not, now you're dealing with people directly.
Yeah.
Not.
Overnight.
Give it to somebody else.
Overnight.
Yeah, right?
Overnight, yeah.
Right?
Overnight.
And I mean,
a couple at night.
Good morning.
Yeah, that's right.
You invite 100,
right.
150 of
Yeah.
your best friends to have a
Yeah.
sleepover.
Yeah. And just hope you didn't have one of those wild nights where it's like, did I behave?
Yeah.
Type of night.
There's always those every once in a while.
Whose hotel room am I in?
Yeah, that's right. Whose campsite am I in?
Was I a fool? Was I yelling and screaming and singing? Damn. All right.
see, that's the thing. I think about if it were me, and I'm kind of getting that.
Yeah.
I kind of think probably you, like you kind of get into it. It's what you're into.
Yeah.
And it's like I could be the guy off the rails on any given night in a situation like this.
Yes.
Well, I think we should start
Legitimately.
booking widespread and leftover then.
Not tonight, but the next time we talk, we'll talk about our expansion plans because we think we could do a really nice festival venue here. Not widespread, possibly whatever.
Yeah.
But, we keep going, we keep building, and keep thinking, and keep and knowing when you hit your limit. Look at Sky. I mean, you guys are everywhere. You guys have so much amazing beer out there. And my question to Dave is, how do you keep up with that type of production?
I mean, I don't even know because I'm thinking the same thing about you.
Yeah.
I mean, I think, and this is
You're
like,
going to get to see the facility tomorrow. We're linking up. With Sean, right?
Oh, good.
Yeah, we're linking up with Sean. We're going to go see the facility, and then we're going to go see his brewery.
But
as
you
well.
guys have a lot of output, though. You guys are making a lot of beer.
It's, and you know it. I mean, if you just put one foot in front of the other, and you set your sights on something, and you're like, just don't let anything knock you out of your groove.
Right.
And you just put one foot in front of the other, and before you know it, you're there.
Yeah.
And then, but the thing is, you're never there. If you have the mentality that maybe Jeff or I do.
Yeah.
It's kind of like, well, I don't really, I couldn't. How can I can't be content
Or
unless
Brian Freeman, the master of that.
well, clearly, yeah. And it's
But
just
hence
like,
the
holy,
Brewstillery. Have you heard about his Brewstillery?
No.
Oh, tell him about it.
It's
In Boulder.
though, yeah. This is kind of an interesting thing. So I don't. You probably know that I'm also partnering at Peach Street in Palisade with Bill, and then we decided to bring them together in Boulder, and so it's called Ska Street Brewstillery. Yeah,
As a retail, as a bar?
yeah, full on big restaurant, like a
What?
300 plus
Grand
seat
opening,
restaurant.
open 1 hour
Hour and 11 minutes
on that Friday the 13th.
Yeah, well, Friday the 13th was our soft opening. Monday the 16th was the night Governor Polis shut all the restaurants down, and that was the night we opened. So we were open for an hour and 11 minutes.
Oh, my God.
Yeah. And we've since restarted, and but we have a distillery and a brewery inside the building.
Such a great concept.
I know, and it was, who knows what the future holds, but it was
It's gonna be good.
You're
man.
doing to go though, right? Or no?
yeah, and we started limited seating about a week and a half ago.
Sweet.
Okay.
And it's going pretty good.
Yeah.
But, it's freaking weird.
It is, yeah.
And it's kind of
getting better. I mean, truly,
getting
that's
better.
Why we're that's
Getting
one of
better.
the reasons we're traveling the state. See what people are doing, certain places. What know before you go?
No, yeah. The slogan out here. Have you seen that, Jeff?
No.
Know before you go.
Before you
when
go.
you're traveling. Respect where people are. Respect their businesses. Respect the region. What those folks are into and how they're conducting themselves. Just make sure you're a good steward.
Well, like we were saying, every place is different and everyone has a different expectation right now. And so I go with it and be respectful of wherever you happen to land.
And that's a good lesson, like before, like pre-COVID, like when you travel, that's the culture that you should be emulating and being respectful of, not your own.
Totally, for sure.
We're learning a lot from these days. This pandemic, this Corona days, I mean, I think the civilization, the society, the world has learned a lot of good lessons, efficiency and respect. And
well, it's interesting that you say that because we've been using the analogy of pruning the tree right now. And with businesses, bringing your business back into where if you're weak in this branch and you need to reel it all back in, you got to keep the trunk nice and healthy. And I think a lot of people have been pruning that tree, that business tree.
It is scary, though, because sometimes some branches, I worry for some of the smaller local people, that some of the smaller local people might not be able to make it through, and that's my only concern. I totally agree with you, though. I mean, there was a time, and we
what do you
talked
do
about
that? I mean, they as entrepreneurs. That's the deal, dude. We call it capitalism, and that's what it is.
No, that's their learning lesson, right? I think.
Not their learning lesson per se, because but we have to be empathetic and sympathetic. But in order to survive, this is like a hurricane, a tornado, a drought, a pandemic.
Yeah.
It's all a natural occurring event. And as businesses, as organisms, as organizations, we have to be either prepared to deal with it and get through it, or not.
Or
no judgment either way.
What you got,
Jeff? To that point too,
first of all, he's chiming in, right?
I rarely talk.
This has got to be really good.
Yeah, and so Jeff, you're going to dig this 100%, man. But it's with when you say we're entrepreneurs and that happens. All I think about is that these unfortunate small businesses that do cave during these terrible times. The other entrepreneurs coming up that have now an opportunity to get into this restaurant that had to close down and they can do their thing, right? With somebody else is like, man, that sucks. But you got a new young entrepreneur that's going to open up another small business and add to the community, and it's like the circle of life in the business world of your apples going all directly full circle. It's like same thing with a restaurant where it just comes back around and gets new blood and revitalizes.
I think you're right, dude.
Oh, I'm right.
I think. Okay, never mind.
Yeah, forget you, man.
No, in all honesty, you should learn from this moment.
Yeah,
and everybody should. And as entrepreneurs, we should. And I'm getting old. I'm 52 years old now, and I don't for one moment think that there's not somebody much brighter than me on my ass. And if this is their opportunity to shine, so be it. Because the bar. You can't ever stop raising the bar. Yeah. And I mean, from every angle, whether it's sustainability or environmental concerns or quality or whatever it might be, or just compassion.
That's exactly what I was thinking.
Right.
Yeah.
It's like, man, let the next more compassionate person than myself move into that slot, and if they knock me out, they knock me out.
Cycle of life. It's almost like farming, right?
But, this is the time. Like, I should learn something now, and maybe I can hold that off, and I can sustain till I'm retired or whatever it might be. But maybe not. Maybe I'm a dickhead, and I lose that. And somebody that's more thoughtful and more mindful and thinking more about the holistic picture of everything steps in and fills my shoes. And for that, I can hardly be upset. You should be grateful that that's progress.
Yeah.
And I don't know. I've got hope because of all of this. There's opportunity here.
Yeah.
And I'm hopeful about it. And I think I'm a survivor. I think I'm a conscientious individual, and I think I care about a lot. And I hope I make it through it.
Yeah,
you know,
I think most people are, and
Ska's going to make it. Real quick, then
Sure.
you go. Ska's going to make it through it because Ska has put out quality for 20 years or more, 25 years, consistently, and always has been there. And,
thank you, Jeff.
And the lager and this. I mean, and when we create a value proposition, the beer is good, the beer is strong, the brand is healthy, it's family, it will always survive, and that's what we've seen in this.
And you guys are doing the same thing right now. Like, you guys are making moves that feel good to people.
They're strong. They're strength. These brands, these companies are truly strong.
Yeah.
So I didn't mean to cut you off.
No,
but I
please,
did want to make that point real clear.
Yeah.
And our good friends, and I don't know what the deal is, but like our good friends at Odell and New Belgium and all these guys, and in the juice world and the food world, there's so many conscientious, compassionate, creative, entrepreneurial, lucky-ass people that have done a really nice job. And we're really blessed and fortunate to be living in the thick of it, in Colorado right now in 2020. So you guys are doing a good job. Therefore, you are, because you're describing it and you're taking it on the road.
Well, and to that point, as we broadcast, we felt it was important to broadcast every single day through COVID to kind of just be that centralized location where people could bounce information of what they're doing and off each other and being heard. Through that, one of the things that really stood out were people's ability to pivot, but your brand is your brand, but people are doing business with other people. And those relationships that you had and will have in the future, if say you have a restaurant, Jay, and that restaurant doesn't work out because that model isn't feasible at that point in time, who you are as a person or a restaurateur will bring your entrepreneurial spirit through to take shape in another form. And taking shape in another form is what you're seeing right now with a lot of great people doing those things. So to your point, Brian, attrition is happening with some brand, but that's just the natural molding or the quickening, if you will, of business that was probably failing in the first place and had some real problems with it. That quickening really helped that along. And then to bring it back to your point, Dave, is you're right. There is somebody that's hungrier than a lot of us, and to keep that hunger, I work best with my back against the wall when I have nothing to lose. That's when you work the extra hours. That's when you're the hungriest. That's when you pay attention, and that's when you're mindful. And we're all just radio towers putting off energy and frequencies. And if you're working in turmoil, you'll stifle your creativity. And the people that took the time and day and age that we're living in and embraced it and really felt those things and started to shine within themselves are the people that are seeing opportunity open up that's bountiful and endless. And a lot of times that opportunity is an inch away from your nose. You just can't see it. And that's what I'm hoping is the veil is coming off a lot of folks right now, whether it's family, friends, relationships, but who you are and what you do. And in the entrepreneurial world, jobs change, titles change, businesses change, but you remain the same. Wherever you go, there you are. And if you can remember that, and you can come out of this outbreak with 2-3 different hustles, with another capability, with something that made you smarter, sharper, and you can share that with others and lift them up, man, we're just all blessed all the way around.
Amen, brother. Amen.
On that note, I'd like to do one of these. I mean, I think that's the best time right now.
Yeah, that's a pretty big one.
Right there,
That's right. I'm good, thank you.
I'd take a cider, please.
Oh, cider? Yeah, please.
Yeah,
You're
if you
offering.
got cider,
You know
Jeff,
where to
I'm
get
in.
one.
All right, well, let me do this. So we're live from Big B's Delicious Orchard, and Jeff's going to get some beers, so listen to our sponsors.
Hey guys, it's Rebecca Berry with Hotschedules powered by Fourth here. And you know what they say, if you can't take the heat, then you should get out of the kitchen. But with Hotschedules powered by Fourth, we want you in the kitchen while we put out those fires. With Hotschedules, we help to mitigate risk with HR, payroll, and tax compliance solutions so you can continue to put those plates on the table for your guests. Today's a big day. We're reopening, so call me. Rebecca.berry@fourth.com. That's Rebecca.berry@fourth.com. With Hot Schedules by Fourth, we've got you covered.
Hey, Modern Eater family. This is Dave Thibodeau from the Scott Street Brew Distillery. Every year, the Modern Eater crew hits the road and they make a trip around Colorado visiting farmers and chefs and all things agriculture related. And I think this year I'm going to tag along for a little bit. They've made it to Durango the last couple of years, and I've had a great time with them, and we visited some of our local farms. And I think I'm going to have to join them in Paonia, Montrose, through Durango for a couple of nights, maybe over to Westcliff, Crestone, Monte Vista. I'm not sure yet. We'll see what happens and how it plays out. And if you want to find out, follow them on their social media, and they'll keep the updates running. And I hope to see you guys soon, and hopefully at the distillery or our brewery or the brew distillery. But stay tuned to the Modern Eater, all their social media channels, and we'll see you on the road. Stay safe out there.
Hey, Modern Eater fans. I'm Don Trobo with the Annex by Ardent Mills, and I just wanted to give you a heads up about some of the great things we've got going on locally in the state. We're headquartered right here, and we're working with farmers in the San Luis Valley to bring you amazing Colorado quinoa. It's just like the South American stuff, but grown locally. We've got transitional wheat flour that's grown by farmers in Colorado and surrounding states who are in the process of turning their fields into organic. So we're taking that transitional wheat and turning it into flour, and now it's available for you to cook and bake with. And last but not least, we're now cleaning grain berries in Denver. So things like spelt or wheat berries or pearl barley, those are things that we're now doing right here locally and are available to you. Can't wait to share it with you.
Hey there, Barbecue All-Star. This is your year, so what if you weren't drafted? The only draft you need to be worried about is actually spelled D-R-A-U-G-H-T, and it's adult for the word beer. It's barbecue season, baby. Now get out there and grill your ass off.
Hi, everybody. It's Chef Carrie Baird at Rose's here in Boulder. I'm the first chef this year of the Summer Dinner Series. It's July 7th. We always sell out, so get your tickets early. You can get them at summerdinnerseries.com. This year I'm pairing with Field to Fork, some old friends of mine that I can't wait to have some beautiful produce and cook together. So please be there. Buy your tickets, do them early. Like I said, we always sell out, and I'll see you real soon. Thanks. How's that?
Okay, welcome back. We're sitting here enjoying a delicious cider now. Big B's in Paonia. Dave.
Great friends.
These guys
can't stop the conversation.
I
love it. I love it.
You guys think you'll keep up with each other?
Yes.
Exchange some information?
What are we talking? I'm confused.
Talking about you
oh
guys.
my God, that cider's
friends.
good. Holy crap, that cider's good. This is
Yeah,
good.
I'm really happy to reconnect with Dave and go to Durango and hang out in the Butte and just connect on this level, because I love Davey. I love the distiller, dear friend. All you guys are just family, so it's really nice to reconnect.
That's cool. We're here until
absolutely.
We leave Sunday morning. Kind of, we'll pull out Sunday probably around 10.
Come to Crested Butte,
and then Dave's going on we've got the leg. We're heading down to his land.
So come to Crested Butte, do a freaking cool interview through the market. It's a Butte. It's a great
that
roots
farmer's market is something else.
And then you go right down to Gunnison and go back to where you need to go.
Well, we were going to head to Cortez on Sunday night.
Yeah.
You think we can do that?
Of course. Come over Kevlar, come through in the morning.
I think that's probably going to happen.
And then go to Montrose and then do your Cortez run.
Perfect.
Yeah. Okay. We'd love to have you.
Done and
It's
done.
a great farmer's market.
I love it.
It's a COVID
pretty fun.
farmer's market, but it's been very naturalized and selling a ton of produce and a lot of support. And
Talk about it. Yeah, what's going on?
Well, farmer's market started 3 weeks ago. We've done the Crested Butte Farmers Market every Sunday for about 12 years, my family, and it's been a wonderful community and market to be a part of. COVID, third market, a little socially distanced, a little bit different, but banging,
Sales, what would you say? Sales flat, down, up?
Flat sounds so negative.
Depressing.
Great.
Yeah.
No,
Depressed?
Yeah, well, no, it's, flat's the new black.
Yeah.
I forgot
or whatever.
It's good. It's vibrant because it doesn't matter. I think what we're learning a little bit is, the top line, entrepreneurial and business-wise, is not the only number to look at. And so who cares? Yeah, we'd like to have as many sales because that's as much business as we can be doing, but the bottom line is a number, the profitability of the company, of the business, of the product
is more important.
Whatever you did last year really is Doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter.
Makes no difference.
Again, how do you deal with what's in front of you?
Yeah.
This is what we can do. How can we make that work? Okay, good. We could do it with less people if that's the case, and a tighter system. And
well,
so,
and I'll throw
well
at you
said.
why I asked and to quantify that question is because one of my friends in Denver did his first market last week in Arvada and said biggest market he's almost ever had.
Right.
Wow.
I mean, yeah, he said biggest single day total, and he was pushing $8,000
Oy.
for a because I've worked farmers markets where I started my career, and
Sweet. It must be 10:30.
It's 10:30.
10:30 the lights went out.
Lil told me last night. She said it for 10:30. Good job.
But it was interesting, and that's where I was just curious if you were up because shockingly up on a farmer's market.
Yeah, I will
For the
only
first
admit
one.
this to you guys, and because we're just hanging out here drinking cider and beer, I wouldn't say this to anyone else. But I haven't really taken many notes, so I couldn't tell you year to year.
Sure.
I mean, I know we haven't, but just the energy feels.
Did it feel good?
It feels
Yeah.
great. People are very again. They're just. It's the uprising, not the uprising, but it's the renewal and the value of these markets, the value of good beer, the value of good food, the value of a farmer's market. It's ancient, it's timeless, and we've lost no value of these institutions and these concepts.
If anything, it's increased.
It's increased.
Yeah. Well, what you saw today here, Dave, wasn't that incredible? I don't know if you saw what was going on at your place today, but I was like, wow, this is great to see that people are getting out. They're not afraid, and they want to get that sense of community back together again. I mean, the kids playing with other kids, and I mean, it just felt like a really friendly environment at your place here.
Yeah, good. I'm glad that's the
Yeah.
case, and we're real grateful for that. And I think we've created a nice, easy, peaceful space for people to truly relax, and so. But yeah, no, people are out, and we're outside, so we're being conscientious. We're thoughtful, and it's crowded, but it's socially distant. And you saw a lot of masks.
Yeah. Well, you saw a lot of everything, though.
Yeah.
I mean, what I would tell you, what I saw the most that made the biggest impression on me was happy people.
Happy people.
Because that's, I think that we're for the most part, people have been afraid. I have been afraid. Where is the new social norm? Can I hug a friend? We stopped by the city market. I saw Yul Culbertson.
Your what hurts?
Easy now.
What happened?
But Yul, I haven't seen this guy in 15 years. And to be in a store with a mask, and all of a sudden you're like, is that? Oh my gosh! But just the friends. I mean, we had Linda, the founder of Titulia, was in. Yeah, I don't know if you knew that. I mean, I introduced you to her. But I mean, you've created
We're about to
community
head down
here.
to Durango here we'll be there Monday, right? So we're going to join you. This is a little recap of last year's Durango when we were down there.
Yeah.
And Dave, this is Scott Brewing Company right here, obviously, but we had Ryan Evans from Brews Beers with us. But you give the play-by-play of what we're looking at here, Dave.
Nice.
This is we're headed out from the beer garden into the taste. Some kind of wings or something. I don't pay a lot of attention to our meat products because I'm
They're
a
delicious.
vegan.
You are missing.
Here I am, a vegan with.
How many beers you got on tap there?
20 beers on tap there.
20 beers.
Yeah. And that's the inside of the tasting room, which unfortunately looks nothing like that today. We're not seating people inside at all.
Can you do beer tours?
Yeah, we can do tours. We're not doing regular tours, but if somebody called and requested or had an ask, we certainly would.
Nice.
Yeah. And I mean, man, I really kind of miss this kind of scene, and I just want to start showing people around again. I'm freaking out, and it's kind of sad. It's kind of, but looking at this, it's just like, gosh, we can just walk around and do what we want to do.
Yes,
and we can't now.
No.
But I will make it as close to this as possible if anybody wants to come by. Just ask for me.
Ask for Dave. Hey, don't put out something you don't want to happen when it. Call Dave.
Me?
Hey, Dave said we could come by.
No, I would happily.
Is there an image of your canner, Dave?
I don't know.
Maybe.
You guys have a ton of. Oh, there.
It's a legit operation right there.
Mm-hmm. That's damn. What ranking are you guys size-wise in the state?
Oh, I think we're like, because we got some big ones with New Belgium, Odell.
Sure. Yeah.
I think we're right at 5 or 6.
That's sick, dude. That's huge.
Look at this. Where are we at here? Eolus.
Yeah, one of the great restaurants in town.
We ate our brains out. There's Dave.
That Eolus
you guys
is
were drinking port wine by the end of the night, man.
I don't even know. I mean, looking at this, I'm like, did I eat there? That was quite a night. But Eolus is one of the really, really good restaurants in town that's owned by great people. I mean, the cool thing about Durango is they've per capita we have as many restaurants as San Francisco.
Let's see what Dave was eating. Yeah, you ate.
Oh, you don't see. It's none of your crazy animals that
what
you guys are eating.
What are you eating?
That's just a pile of greens, dude. You see that?
Was it delicious?
Yeah, it was delicious.
Nice.
You brought some corn. Hey, James Ranch.
James Ranch. Yeah, I like these guys.
Yeah, these are good folk.
Yeah, they're doing a good job down there.
Yeah.
It's old, it's old school. Did they get their cafe and big thing built?
They
did. Yeah.
Cool.
It's really neat.
Awesome.
Yeah, it's sick.
One of the highlights of.
So they got a little market, kind of like
yeah.
you guys now. With it, it's
because they're making their own
fantastic.
butter. They're making. They were doing a few.
What's cool about
things,
James
cheese and
Ranch
butter.
is they've been there forever. And when Tracy and I started this, we always had a wheel of their Belford.
Oh,
so
perfect.
We always sold it. And then they started coming to us and being like, "Hey, we want to do retail. What can we do?" So it was us and James Ranch have had a nice relationship. Yeah.
They had an interesting family thing going on over there to where a lot of family members, I guess, with a piece of the puzzle there.
Yeah.
And
doing a lot of different facets from gardening, dairy, meat. Yeah.
But they don't let any one family person live on the property.
No family members live on the property?
Well, yeah.
Well, just because there were so many family members that all are partners now on the ranch to keep the ranch alive and in the family.
It's probably to keep that one family member away,
that one Greg Hollenbeck character.
That one. That's right.
You got that Greg Hollenbeck character. It's like
say,
shut this place down.
Yeah,
you know
that's
what?
right.
It doesn't take a lot to poison the well.
If he lives here, I'm not gonna do it.
He put a drone through my kid's window last time.
That's right. On purpose.
And bruised my wife's forehead. And I just broke another chair. Watch this.
Oh! What?
You always
no way.
You always do the craziest
Oh,
stuff,
my
man.
God. That was amazing.
Holy that was so insane. Did you get that, Jay?
That could not have been more perfect.
Yeah, it was on a split screen, but I got it,
Here he goes.
Here, I'll show Dave. You guys can watch it again.
Okay.
Dave, look over there.
He actually says.
Watch. Watch. Here it comes. Here it comes. Here it comes. There it is. Great. That's
You
great.
called it. That's the funny part.
Is the microphone?
Are you okay? I think this
bruising
bruising will be all right. But
Oh my God!
so we're looking at still at James. That's a nice part of the mountain they live on too.
What I wanted to go to, and this was probably one of the hit videos when we were. Here's that mushroom plate. You like mushrooms? This is
South
in
River
Montrose.
Aquaponics.
Sick. What's that shooting out of the thing?
They do a mist to keep humidity mist in those mushroom rooms. It's really cool.
That's in Montrose. This is right before we went to visit you here. But Jeff, I don't know if you remember it or not, but you came back with a truck full of apple mulch.
Oh, yeah, we dumped it. What happened? Like a truck broke down or something, remember?
And then I dared you. I was like, dude, can you climb? You had it dumped.
Yeah,
And
I
said,
remember
can
that.
you climb to the top of that thing?
I did.
You said, you bet your ass I still can.
I didn't say that. I probably just said, you betcha.
They're Storm King
Storm
Distillery.
King? Where are they?
In Montrose.
In Montrose, yeah.
Whoa, what are they making?
Some good. They had a few different.
I don't think their whiskey was ready then. I think it was maturing. They were just serving gin and vodka.
Yummo. Brian
Yeah,
must have been psyched.
but we did get to taste some stuff.
Here we go.
Here's the apples.
This is good stuff.
This is from last year?
Yeah.
Did I fall down? Or what?
Yes,
Something
it did.
happened, yeah.
When we did
Wow. Look at this pile apple.
That's a good pumice shot.
Heck
Cake.
yeah.
Cake. Ooh, new Carhartts. Day one. Look at those.
Brand new. Same pair. You haven't taken them off.
They got a little softer.
Slippery as hell in there.
Oh, I did have a trailer. Oh, that was Frederick's trailer. That's funny.
We
We don't usually have that many apples. What the heck was this all about? Summertime, I guess. Anyway.
This time last year.
Yeah, well, this was all your. Really, I think it was just Jeff mostly mulch.
Yeah, but
And
we
then-
must have been pressing. Look, clean shaven, same antics.
I know. Well, yeah. You do look a little rougher this year. Scruffy.
It's Corona days. It's just the way it
That's why I
goes.
let it go. All right, here we go.
What
You're going to dump it.
trailer is that? And the Fredericks. Oh, and the Dodge. We didn't have the 40. Flonk.
That's a great shot,
That's a
Jay.
great
Wow,
shot.
how is it a
Here it
dump?
is.
Oh yeah. Nice.
Oh gosh.
He makes it to the top too.
Oh, sure he does.
I hope you're doing
And how
that
does he
just
get
to
down?
slide down for fun.
Wah.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
Great landing.
What you can't tell from that video, because I remember this specifically.
There's the
he
chrysalis.
turned around and his backside was soaked in that apple.
We're going to – there's Sean.
Yeah.
We're going to go –
And now this is a friend of yours right here. Sean is someone who
Sean's our head cider maker, yeah.
Yep. Who's
Dear friend.
makes this awesome cider we're drinking right now, and he also has his own beer project.
Really nice sour beer project. Super
Nice.
Yeah, super custom, super delicious. Right in downtown Paonia. Him, Frederick, and Adam. Good team.
That'll be a good day. Tomorrow we're going to go visit Toby McPartland, the pig farmer in Hotchkiss.
He's fabulous.
We're going to go to
Storm
Cellars?
Storm Cellars.
Great wine.
We're going to go to Chrysalis.
Yep.
Sick
We're
beer.
going to go to Berg Harvest.
Uh-huh.
Awesome cherries.
We're going to go to.
Are we going to go to Mesa Wind?
I definitely, yeah. I'd like to call them.
I think.
And see, because they've got new owners, but we've got another one. We're going to be back here cooking dinner
Tomorrow night.
Yeah.
On the longest day of the year.
It's going to be great.
Yeah.
Where are we cooking? Out by the pond?
Can we?
We
no,
can do
you
there.
won't have us in the fence.
We absolutely could do it at the Dome, but I think maybe we should cook out at the pond. Real
game for
big fire
anywhere.
and community cooking, whatever.
No,
we can come up
which
with
is
that
great,
tomorrow.
but unfortunately, we need to be around Wi-Fi. So we can do this.
Okay,
thing.
Dome it is.
Okay, Dome it is.
Dome it is.
Are we going to call it the compound now? Though, do you have a
Dome.
You have a fence. The dome. I know.
Dome. It's just a fence. It's the Dome.
It was funny. I was thinking about that song "Fences" when we were, or signs, I guess, putting up signs and fences.
Signs everywhere. Signs fucking up our scenery and blowing our minds. Who was that?
That was
Tesla.
Tesla.
No, yeah, you're right.
Really?
But who originally?
Yeah,
it was
who did
old.
Signs. Yeah,
That
Signs.
I don't know.
I
don't do
I
like
think I
real
know that.
music trivia. I know the
Signs.
covers and some of those things.
Damn it!
Tesla.
I knew that.
Blind Melon.
No, and I used to be a DJ on 103.5 The Fox. That's classic rock at its finest. That's Signs.
Signs
Yeah,
everywhere.
Signs. Damn it.
We'll figure it out.
Anyway, tomorrow, big, busy day. Today, we had a great day, but a couple of restaurants. This Josh Nuremberg, and you guys can stick around and watch this, but we're going to play this if you want. You can get off headset, whatever. But just to give you an idea, Josh, you can get all of our videos and follow along with us on Facebook or YouTube. Our Instagram stories are great. It's just kind of a behind-the-scenes look at the shenanigans that me, Brian, and Jay are up to, and adding you to this tomorrow. We're going to add a lot of great content as well, and drone footage is going to be killer.
Oh, you're in charge of the drone footage.
Hey, do me a favor, Greg, before you intro this video while we're talking. Just start playing it. I want to just make sure I can get it,
Yeah, you bet.
Okay, we're good. So
all right, let's play it.
You want to do it?
Yeah, Josh Nuremberg.
Yeah.
I'm coming.
Hey, you got to catch up with Chef, right? Chef Josh Nuremberg.
Slope.
What's happening, man?
Oh, sorry. Guys, nothing. How y'all?
Well, we're good. Got to see you. We're going to be heading down the road to Paonia here this afternoon, but we got to get some tacos and catch up with you. A lot of cool new stuff going on.
Yeah.
First of all, dining room, there's a couple people in here.
Yeah, we got dining room open last week. We're up to 4 whole tables, so we're just cranking now.
Looking good.
Being a little facetious, but, it's better than 0.
It's nice to have life back in here,
but
right?
We've got life, we've got music, we've got people outside. It's nice. We're finally, back in business a little bit. Feels good.
Lots of ground to cover, right, Brian?
Oh my gosh, yeah. You've got the 3rd restaurant coming. We're going to announce that today. You're a man of the hour. This is happening. You didn't know.
A tour of Ben Burger here in about 5 minutes.
Nice.
Yeah, you guys want to?
We're in the bar right now. We're just checking out this line right here.
Yeah,
we're talking about extension of alcohol for 1 more year, and this is something you're going to keep. But look at this; it's a keeper.
So this has worked really well for us. We're working with the different labeling and products and bottles. I can't tell you, anybody that has tried to look into this can commiserate with me that the bottles in the country are just gone. But we're working on a product line that's going to be consistent between Ben Burger Taco Party and Ben 707 Food Bar. So we ultimately will have about close to 20 cocktails. They're all bottled as a 12-ounce, so it's 2 drinks per. That's been working pretty well for us. We sell them with food. It's definitely not helping our sales, but it's not hurting our sales either.
Right.
It's something more than just takeout and just 4 tables in the dining room.
And Josh, you said you've been okay with your sales, right? They haven't been rocking anything out of the park, but it's not.
Yeah, it's kind of a tale of 2 different restaurants in a way. At Ben. Just the nature of that restaurant, we're down 70%. We even with the dining room reopen, we're still down 60%. On the other hand, here we're doing tacos through our garage door window. It's a little bit more accessible. It's a little bit faster. And our numbers are down by 10% since COVID started. So we've been, really, really, really lucky to be able to continue that here. And ultimately here, what we've done at Taco Party and what I've been working on next door at Ben Burger will allow us to continue to keep all of our staff. To date I think we started with 63 employees. We've laid off 2. And both of those were people that were laid off for health concerns and health reasons that basically put into the unemployment system rather than putting them on the front lines at risk.
I love that.
That's
seeing a lot of attrition with in the front range of just folks not going back to work or they weren't retained and for whatever reasons moved on with their lives. But so good to hear that your team is together. This is my first time here at Taco Party, but the kitchen is set up, man.
Yeah, let me give you the tour.
Yeah,
so,
would you mind?
The kitchen's a wide open kitchen. When we designed and built out this restaurant, we did it kind of differently than we did at Ben. I kind of relate to Ben as sort of a Camry. We got a little 4-cylinder running a big car. This is our Ferrari. So we got a small dining room, and we could do anything out of it. We can crank volume. We can do takeout at volume. We can do to-go, delivery, etc. So by design, this kitchen is it functions well. But come on back, show you around.
Do you have folks that work just their own station, or do you?
Everybody's cross-trained on all stations, but that's also to say that most of my crew has been here for several years, so they really have things that they've taken as their own responsibilities. So this is Mark and Adam back here. Mark and Adam both help run this kitchen and have been here for some time doing so. So Mark's doing production of tacos, building all the tacos. You can see we've got our El Pastor spit, we've got our Carmelo tacos, and our proprietary blue corn tortilla. It's a bow and arrow blue corn nixtamal that we have done here in Grand Junction specifically for us, which is dope.
We've heard bow and arrow probably 5 times so far, and we're off to meet Simon.
Yeah?
On Monday, we'll be down there at Bow and Arrow, and we can't wait to hear his story.
To be perfectly honest, and I would love if you guys share this with him, the existence of Bow and Arrow is probably why Taco Party's here. Because we were trying to explore another concept of what we can do with products available to us, local products, Western Colorado products, to realize that they had corn. We had to then bring in the corn. We had to, play with the corn, turn it into nixtamal, press tortillas, etc. We then found a partner that could produce those for us at volume. But the whole idea was, hey, what do we start a new concept on? I don't want to do sandwiches. I don't think we could keep up with the volume of baking, especially in a relatively small kitchen. Said, hey, this corn is killer. This, it's a Colorado product. It's an indigenous blue corn that we can do traditional technique as a base for all our tacos. So it's really paying heritage and respect to the cuisine as well as the region without borders involved. That take the politics out of it.
Josh Nuremberg. Isn't that cool? Well, and here, Greg's a little interesting tidbit about the way that he's processing his corn is the right way that it's been done for 10,000 years, whereas most cheaper, now this isn't some of the great guys that we work with like Rockalitas, but cheaper people will cut corners and not do the nixtamalization. Am I saying that?
Nixtamal.
Yeah. Nixtamal process, which is super important, and it's just about soaking it overnight, and which is easy with a little ash, is how it was done traditionally. And that's something that a lot of people don't know. And do you use only corn tortillas here?
We're doing two different tortillas. We're doing a caramello, which is a Sonoran-style tortilla that's actually out of Kansas City. The reason we're using that comes down to quality. At the end of the day, we have to have the best product we can. Rich and I have talked quite a bit about our tortillas. He's actually been here a couple times and has signed off on allowing me to continue our program because he stands behind it. But the caramello, like Sonoran-style wheat tortillas that are coming out of Kansas City are just bonkers for a flour tortilla.
Wow.
And then the blue corn tortilla, again, is proprietary for us.
Yeah, these guys just crank back here, huh?
Yeah, so, we've got 6 tacos, 4 appetizers, a half dozen cocktails, and that's what we do.
Al Pastor cranking all the time?
Al Pastor always on. We're doing a pork belly Al Pastor, of course, in traditional Josh fashion, if you would. That's all Western Colorado ingredients for the achiote rub and the marinade on it. So, yeah, we're doing everything as local as we can. That's the whole purpose of the restaurant. Everything we've explored at Ben on a more composed level, it just doesn't have to be composed.
Yeah.
We can. I don't know if you can see this, Jay, but if you want to come back and take a look here, we can fill our board right now, as we were just talking about. It's strawberry and radish season, right? So we can fill our board in essentially a quick service or almost fast food format using all local ingredients. Nothing to hide. With really the only exception being the avocados, but if
you've got to,
that's the exception, So here, come on through. I'll show you guys the kitchen.
Josh, and you're a detail guy. Where did you get those to-go boxes for your tacos? I love that. Are those hot dogs originally, or
no?
What?
It's a to-go box. We have 2 different versions of them. We are, kind of limited by price because we're doing as much takeout as we are. We have a different version of that has a plastic top. We converted everything at Ben to have a plastic top so anybody can see their food without having to open the box, and you can remove the top of the box and eat out of it as though it's a dining plate.
Hey, so easy with the movement of the arm there.
But, we tried to keep everything as close to eating off of a plate as we could. So this box is a little bit more cost-effective version of it, but it's one of the 2 boxes that we use. It's a separate taco compartment box.
Like I said,
we don't do the starch, the rice and beans. We just crank tacos and guac and a couple of apps, and that's it. So it works really well.
Details, man. Yeah. Details, Josh. All of the details. I love it, man.
So, come on back. So we are, as I mentioned, production-wise, I've got our coolers here, our production here. We've got all of our herbs
right here.
We do gastrique instead of citrus, so we use local fruit and local cider vinegar to make gastriques to use in the guac and to use in the food instead of using citrus, just to keep it a little bit more local. So it's a big part of the flavor profile that we try to hit. You guys know I got Blaine's tomatoes here. I'm always going to have Blaine's tomatoes. If they're in season, I've got them. So we got some hibiscus for the bar program and some tomatoes from Blaine.
Look at those beauts.
Wow.
And then come on over. I'll show you guys Ben Burger.
Ben Burger.
This is so exciting, man. Didn't we have a great restaurateur tell us, Greg, one time that what are the 3 main things that every real restaurant? It's tacos, burgers, and what was that last one, Greg? Tacos, pizza.
Yep,
he was like, these are your three. If you're going to have a restaurant, you got to do something like this.
I had this when I was a kid.
Well, I'm going to take this off. If the hot tomato didn't exist, we'd be in the pizza business as well. But with the hot tomato in Western Colorado, there's no reason for us to want to do anything.
To do it.
But this was
in your mind, and we'll continue here. But hot tomato, you hear it around this region here. What is it about them that sticks out for you?
It's a community driver. It's the way they operate their business. It's Western Colorado wouldn't be what it is without outdoor recreation, and outdoor recreation wouldn't be what it is without hot tomato as the hub.
Mm-hmm.
So,
really, one of your favorite forms of recreation, right
that's
here.
That's right. I'm still working on trying to get a skate park built here. I'm on a 10-year mission, but at least I can promote it through
Where'd you
restaurants.
get these decks?
I collect. We've got. Well, I also make some. Here's some taco party decks.
That's sick.
I should take a picture and share my old pal Peralta deck that I
that.
have, man. Every time anyone sees it, they're like, "Oh my gosh, this is an antique."
So this was dinner party. So this was a 50-seat dining room.
I gotcha.
Needless to say, post-COVID times, it's not a necessity.
Uh-huh.
Jay, come this way with me. So what we've done here is to rebuild the dining room. I'm getting you as close to the dining room. Go back that way. So what we've built here is essentially a touch-free restaurant.
Uh-huh.
So we've got everybody can come order from QR codes, seat themselves, use tech, use apps to be able to order.
Yeah. So touch-free in what sense? How did it just...
We are building out our system that from our app through our website, you can choose dine-in, takeout, or delivery.
Gotcha.
And it's all through your phone. So if you choose dine-in, you help yourself to a seat.
Uh-huh.
Take out your phone, you order. When your order's up, you're notified on your phone, you come and pick it up.
Perfect.
Our water is all touch-free. Everything's set up touch-free. So both sides will be set up completely touch-free.
You're building a business exactly on the model of right now.
This is what we've got to do to be able to, continue to operate.
Well, the ingenuity of we're in these times, it's crazy. And what a great chef is thinking about doing is how am I going to stay progressive, stay with the times, do something that is going to be part of the future. You're, Josh, all over it.
Well, you've got to.
Yeah.
You don't have any other choice,
Yeah.
Part of you hopes that that's not the future. I mean, I don't know. Is there an intimacy factor that's missing?
We're not taking out traditional service. We're just adding to it.
Yeah.
So we're just adding options.
And Josh, share with everyone right now, because you said something that was profound to me, and I've shared it with a bunch of other chefs. And that's the fact is, you said, Brian, we have three things to offer. And I'll let you take it from there.
Well, and honestly, it's the part that's the most difficult as an operator, right? Honestly, what I get the most choked up about is talking about what our product is. And our product is ambiance and experience. And right now, we don't have ambiance or experience. I have 4 tables. We're barely in the ambiance and experience. We can provide food. We can do a statement with our food. We can have the best wine list cocktails in the world. But the restaurants should be an escape. They should be someplace fun. Mm-hmm. And the ambiance should be unique to the restaurant. It should be a special place. We can't do that right now.
Mm-hmm.
So we're just trying to find new ways to be able to do that, to make people comfortable, to allow them to come into our space so we can host them, take care of them, feed them, and ultimately just provide something unlike they'd be able to experience anywhere else. I don't care where it is. We just want to do what we do, not copy, not take, just showcase where we are and what we do.
Uh-huh.
So many chefs should listen to that and learn from this guy right here. Truly, an inspiration, Josh. Always, whenever I talk with you, I'm just like, wow, you do something that's powerful.
Thank you.
What's up with Ben 707? How are you easing back into it there?
Well, so it's kind of a convoluted and it's a really long story, but ultimately, with the way the grant programs worked, we were able to receive PPP funding.
Mm-hmm.
It's no secret that I run crazy high labor costs, so our PPP funding was strong enough to be able to keep all of my utilities paid and all of my employees on throughout that entire time. We also applied for EIDL grants. We received an EIDL grant both here and there. So we turned that EIDL grant right into investment in the space. So the EIDL grant built out that dining room, and that EIDL grant remodeled the bin dining room. So I haven't posted anything on social, and honestly on social I've been quiet for about 3 weeks, just essentially building anticipation and getting past sort of a soft opening. But we've completely remodeled the inside of Ben. We've made it more formal. We've made the tables smaller and more intimate.
Interesting.
So yeah, we've got a space next door that I can do, a little bit more volume with our burger that was so successful at Ben, and we've created a more formal space at Ben that is totally ambiance and experience driven, even more so than it previously was.
So you're kind of keeping the ribbon around it right now?
Yeah, it's. It'll be 100% finished as of Monday, and we'll open here as of Monday. So as of Monday, we'll have 3 essentially completely new versions of what we were doing in March.
Okay, so we'll be on the road when you do that, but promise us that you'll grab a camera and let us link to you like we do with Boom.
I'd love to.
And show us around.
Sure.
We'd love to see that.
Yeah, you
awesome.
bet.
That's going to be exciting.
Isn't what he just said? I mean, it's so powerful.
Yeah.
It's
good stuff. We always look to you to really kind of see what you're doing because you're constantly thinking, man. I mean, do you ever turn your brain off for a second?
I don't have the opportunity. I'm going to tell you, I showed you that new packaging. Keep pushing. We're fighting tooth and nail all day, every day to try to keep the lights on. Sales are not supporting it yet, so it's tight.
Doing a good job. Thank you for what you do.
Yeah, of course. Thanks for stopping by, guys.
All right. This is good stuff. We're heading on down the road to Paonia, Colorado. We're going to go see Big B's and Jeff Schwartz, see what he's up to. And then Four Corners, we're going to go to Bow and Arrow and see Simon, and we'll head into Durango, keep it moving through the San Luis Valley, up through Crestone.
Yeah.
We're going to head into West Cliff, and we're going to go to Surf Hotel. You know anything about Surf Hotel?
I know all about it. I haven't been there, but that place looks just awesome. Have a good time while you're there.
You'll have to watch Thursday night. We'll be broadcasting live from Surf Hotel.
If you guys haven't already, you should reach out to the folks at Dram Apothecary.
Yes, they're old friends of mine. Cool. I should write in Salida. That's a great idea because those are good folk at Dram.
Absolutely.
We're going to be seeing Berg Harvest, South River Aquaponics, Bow and Arrow. We've got some great farms. James Ranch. We're going to try to get into them.
14.
Killer.
Jeff, thanks for letting us catch up with you.
Pleasure. Thanks for stopping by, guys.
It's time for a taco party. Let's eat some tacos, Jay.